Previously on Survivor New Zealand, a four-person alliance formed at Kassar.
Trust you.
Yeah. And through me, you can trust Shay and Tom.
But then tactics got dirty.
Tom told Nate to vote for you.
You just proposed to Nate to vote me out?
No.
I'm sick of this.
He has tried the hardest of everybody in this game to get me out.
The men diving into that pit. Then things got even dirtier. Barb covered in mud in the messiest challenge yet. Nate's got half a bucket. Avi, congratulations. And Avi chose Tom and Barb's to share his luxury reward.
Oh my God.
Where both he and Tom seemed to win over the trust and support of Barb's.
I've always wanted people at the end that had character and something special. I want to see Tom and Avi in the top three.
Whether she remained in the game or not.
I've said to both boys that I have no interest in going to final three. I think I'd be more valued to be a vote.
But the clock is ticking as to when the Redemption Island winner will rejoin the game. The battle begins. As once again, power player Mike looked invincible in the first ever three-way battle. Michael looking solid, as you'd expect, solid as per usual. Where Shannon's hopes, and just like that, Shannon is gone. Were drenched. Michael and Jack stay alive in this game. Shannon, you are the 9th person eliminated from Survivor New Zealand.
Good luck, everyone.
Leaving Jack and Mike to continue their island sentence. Time for you to head back to Redemption Island and prepare for your next opponent. Unsure as to when their opportunity to rejoin the game will come and just how many will re-enter.
Now, with the possibility of 2 people coming back, it gives Mike more chances to re-enter the game.
The only certainty being that for every battle Mike survives, his threat looms ever larger in this game.
Wasn't expecting to be back here.
Oh, I can't believe we're back here. Cannot believe it.
I don't actually know what's going on. I thought it was 2 of us going and 1 person going back into the old Kassar retirement village, so I'm sort of pretty surprised to be here.
Shannon must be so gutted in.
Yeah, I think she would be.
It's good for me, I guess, that Shannon fell. Takes a strong competitor out of the game, doesn't it? So now she's going to be known as the villain of Survivor.
Yeah, she had no time to do a heroic move, did she?
Who you are in real life is who you will be in this game. Shannon found that out pretty harshly, like she was trying to be someone else, and she's found out through the hard way that you can't do that. You can't live with yourself if you're not being yourself.
Wow, that was a shake-up.
Yeah,
Not what we thought.
didn't see that happening.
I feel so bummed for Shan because I could tell that she knew she could do way better than that.
Yeah. It is sad seeing Shannon go just because I know that this meant heaps for her. And not just the money, more also about maybe her image as well, that she's been portrayed as a villain through her own actions, of course, but I think she'll be really gutted that she has to leave the game looking like that.
You got to give credit where credit's due. Jack was shaken in the first 30 seconds, and
Yeah, I thought
he did it very well. And he did it while talking.
Of course he did.
It's positive that Mike and Jack have gone back to Redemption because that will mean I've got an extra day that I don't have to worry about.
Mike's kind of looking a bit humble and being more downplaying his obvious strength, you know.
Yeah, you can see how gutted he was when he realised that he's not re-entering the game. I'm most concerned about Mike coming back in and stirring everything up. It's very likely that he'll re-enter the game, and that kind of jars my plans a little bit.
Just when we think we've got our head around it,
Yeah.
a lot can happen in 4 hours in this place.
I'm just sick of Redemption. Like, I just want it to be gone already.
With Shannon on the jury, this means that Shay has to go, because I've heard through the grapevine that they made an agreement to give each other their votes if they go. So Shay needs to go. That's my next plan.
Oh, well, let's say it's the young man's club again.
I feel like it's like impossible to get rid of him.
If Tom wins next, we're all gone.
You reckon?
Yeah. My biggest threat in the game, I think, is the relationship or the alliance that's building with Tom and Harvey. Tom's in form at the moment. I think if it's Jack or Michael that comes back from Redemption Island, those two and Tom are tight. Harvey's probably got a significant enough relationship with Tom. That means myself, Barb, Shay are in a whole heap of trouble.
How are we feeling?
Vulnerable.
Why are you feeling vulnerable?
If Mike and Jack come back,
Depending on who we
then
see.
I can see the whole thing.
I don't think that people are gonna flip or jeopardize this group, and Tom said he wouldn't, and I believe him.
We all see Mike as a major threat, so regardless of the kind of groups or alliances we have within the tribe at the moment, we can all come together to agree that Mike should be next to go if he is the one to come back into the game. I'm pretty worried right now. Firstly, because there's no certainty around what's happening with Redemption Island, and that worries me. I'm still struggling with just plans moving forward. There's a lot of thinking going around the game and how I'm going to play from this point. Not sure how it's going to go. I'm assuming that it's probably going to be an immunity challenge or someone voted out. Did you guys talk any strategy while you were gone?
We actually didn't, other than me and Tom just like checking in and reaffirming and asking him about, you know, you.
What do you think?
Well, I was just saying, like, you can definitely cross Shay.
I've done a lot of thinking about this. I call it a Sala battle. It's a head versus heart. My heart says, go with the people that you've developed this relationship with. My head says, you're in it to win. And I trust Avi, but I don't trust Tom. Horrible. I think that tide's coming in, huh?
Yeah. It's coming in quite fast.
Yeah.
Ever since Shannon left, Shay's made a bit more of an effort to talk to me. It was really noticeable. She actually conversed with me the first night after Shannon got voted out.
He's been pretty busy with the wood collecting thing. hasn't he?
Yeah. I'm just saying he's looking slower though. A bit more ponderous, kind of.
He's missing home, eh?
Shay would be who I would distrust the most out of the four remaining, because I find she is very clever with how she sidles up to people and checks away and plants little seeds of doubt. Honestly, I thought I would be the next one to go. But now I'm thinking in a perfect world, Shay would go next.
I was just saying how I had a chat with Barb and Nate separately. It just seems like they've thrown in the towel kind of thing.
You can. Shay's just playing her game. She's just kind of reaching out to gauge what she can.
Even Barb was like, why are you coming next? And I was like, oh, you need to get fighting. She's like, when I had a chat with Nate, it sounded more like, no one's going to vote for me in the jury if I made it to the end anyway.
I'm treating this as a moment to listen to what she has to say and find consistencies and inconsistencies in what she's saying.
I feel like we all should fight to be here or to stay here, especially so close to the end. I'm just kind of surprised by that comment, I think. We're all up against each other, so if someone wants to voluntarily drop out, go, you know? And tell me how to spell your name so I can write it down on my next note.
Where'd you get that wood from?
Just on the beach.
I'm trying to sell at the next community, take out Shay, and then we tell Shay we're doing Barb, because Shay's got Shannon's vote potentially and Sulla's. I want to take that away from her.
The plan is to get Shay out, which obviously I'm not on board with. You know, I've given my word to Shay, and ideally it would be Tom, Shay, and myself at the end. So right now, Tom and Barb are thinking of me, Tom, and Nate at the end, but I'm still trying to kind of get Shay in there.
If Mike comes back in, still going to send Mike out. Not going to run the risk of him going bang, bang, bang.
If we get the opportunity.
If we get the opportunity to take out Mike, he's got to go.
No one trusts Shay and no one wants to bring Shay along, so that's my only complication right now, is trying to get Shay in there rather than Nate.
You know, Avi and Shay are tight, aren't they? He said he'll never write it down. I still haven't worked Shay out. I'm not convinced with her. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's what she says or what she does, or if it's that says a sentence and that nervous laughter that comes out afterwards and no one else laughs. I don't know. There's just something there that I'm not happy with. Did Shay tell you that I was homesick?
Yeah,
She's a dirty sewer rat, isn't she?
that's okay, wasn't it? She said, oh, Nate's really missing Julie and the family, and yeah.
She's just laying that seed, isn't she?
You're allowed to miss. I mean, I miss Dave, so I didn't think anything of it.
But in my mind, that says, show him the door, he's homesick.
Oh,
Absolutely, I think Shay has told people that I feel homesick, to plant the seed of doubt and, you know, hopefully germinate that, the poor old fella's missing home. Let's send him home at the next tribal council.
I just assumed you'd talk when we were at the retreat that, you know, how much you missed home and looking forward to Julie.
Oh, yeah, I am, but I'm still on the fight thing, Shay. I don't need you planting little bombs around. Oh, Shay, you old dog.
It's fired you up for the day.
I know whose name I'm writing down. She's not bad, is she? Right, enjoy your hammock. What's the plan for tomorrow?
Same as.
The next person that we're going to take out is going to be Shay.
Is it? What are they saying?
Feel confident and seems my point.
Avi understands the plan and gets the plan.
What's your point?
That she's going to suck up the votes and is the only one who would split if Mike and Tom came into the game.
It's a very cunning plan. Tom, I understand his vote for Shay because they've never seen eye to eye. But also, I know those Tom and Avi are building a jury, so they may see Barb and I as less of a threat in a jury setting. He's been quite quiet, isn't he? Is he struggling with it?
I think he's locked in with his whole, like, I've gone through this whole thing with her. Avi, he has been hesitant because he's going to feel a bit of guilt about going so long with Shay and having that alliance with her. I think his feel was going to be playing the game differently from everyone else and being honest.
Man, it's called Survivor, not friends. It's not personal, it's just business. See you later, Shay.
No.
I think we're going to get it today.
Yeah. I'm going to write down Barb's name.
Okay.
Because I just can't write down Shay's. I've been feeling so embroiled in guilt all day. I feel like I gave her my word that I wouldn't vote for her. My whole game has been on like honesty and integrity, and this kind of flips it. I guess I've reached this point where I can't save her this round. And it's not me lying to her or flipping on her. Well, Tom is being very forceful. We did come up with a plan that does kind of ensure us getting into the final three. And I thought there was a way that I could wrangle Shay in there and replace Nate with Shay, but he's not budging, which is making my position hard. Shay wins immunity, then Nate.
It's going to have to be.
I feel incredibly guilty right now. I'm guilt-ridden. It doesn't feel good. Here you go, guys.
Oh.
Tree mail. Individual immunity invite. Steady as she goes.
Oh, what the heck does that mean?
It's crucial I win the challenge today to get immunity because I know my head's on the chopping block.
This thing's getting pretty raggedy.
Sorry, Tom. I'll be wearing it tomorrow. Tom needs the immunity today too. And I think Avi feels just as pressured to get it because he's been told that he is a huge threat and nobody wants to sit next to him at the end.
Morning, guys! First up, Tom, once again, I need that back. Spill it. Tom, how hard is it for you to give up that necklace?
Yeah, you know, not having it around my neck definitely just puts a bit of weight on my shoulders instead, so...
I bet. Avi, you've said you want to hear me say Avi wins immunity.
Yes, I do.
Will you be throwing the kitchen sink at this?
Yeah, and everything in it.
Once again, immunity is yours for the taking. For today's challenge, you'll stand on a narrow beam while balancing a ball on a platform. As the game goes on, the beam becomes narrower and your hand will move further down the pole, making it more difficult to balance. Drop the ball or fall off the beam, you are out. Last person left standing wins immunity. Let's rip into it. Hands off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. For immunity, this challenge is on. Nate got that ball on the move early, controls it nicely. Avi got that ball teetering on the outside of his disc. This is hard. Nate's almost resting that chin of his on the platform.
Which one?
Gets a little smile from Tom with that gag. Avi's got that platform moving around a little bit. Perhaps he's feeling the pressure. Tom with a wee glance to his left, checking out the competition. Barb says, I'm just doing fine, thank you very much, young fella. 5 minutes gone. All 5 contestants still in this challenge. Immunity up for grabs. 3, 2, 1. Everyone shaking out their limbs and their hands. Readjust down to that second level. Second stage of this challenge is on. Nate with a lot of movement early. Avi again with that ball moving, and just like that, he is gone. This stage clearly a lot more difficult than the last. Tom's on the move. So is Shay. Can they recover? Tom is playing with fire. Looks like he's got it on a string with his mouth. Barb with slightly different technique. She's got that left mitt strung out there, almost in the same position as her other one. Shay's got her ball cruising now. Little bit of breeze. How much will that affect these contestants? Tom's having fun. 2 minutes to go in the second stage. Shay's cruising. Ball teetering around the outside of her platform. Oh, Shay, 10 seconds. Shay shaking her head, bouncing that thing almost. 3, 2, 1.
No, Shay.
Shay, that was so close. Right, guys, I want the 4 of you to make your way to the 3rd and final position. Hands below the black mark. 3, 2, 1. This challenge again is on. Nate is gone just like that. So is Shay.
Dang it.
Just Barb and Tom still in this challenge. And Barb is gone, and just like that, Tom wins immunity again.
Good work, Tom.
Wow, guys, you probably don't need me to remind you that that is now 4 in a row for Tom. Tom, congratulations. Come and grab the necklace.
Good work, Tommy.
Tom, you are unbeatable. And I'm sure for the others, that is probably becoming unbearable. You guys need to work out how to stop them, how to win. Otherwise, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Grab your stuff, head back to camp. Tom, you are safe at Tribal Council tonight. The rest of you, a fair game.
Good win, Tom.
Shot Tommy.
Nearly had ya.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you got really close.
I was
Good
freaking
job,
out
Tommy.
the whole time.
Ah,
It feels pretty good to take that necklace back again because everyone's just a bit peeved and they all want it, and you know, it's bittersweet.
4 in a row. Doesn't he like painting a target on your back?
Yeah, he really gave it to me this time, eh?
Yeah.
Avi, you got your usual dressing down of not kind of fulfilling what you wanted.
Yeah. I think it'll get to people that like one person's just taking it every time, you know. I think it is getting to Avi as well. I could tell by his body language big time.
I feel like he's close to punching somebody.
Everyone's having a bit of a mental breakdown, I think. And it started before the challenge, but the challenge was like the cherry on top.
He's swimming, Bab.
Lucky. I'm gonna try and jump in next. Is Avi your kid? He just boosted.
Did he say anything when you ran off?
I was like, yeah, and he's like, strong.
Do you think he's worried about his own safety?
Could be.
I think we're all at that point.
I'm not going to screw Avi. Like,
No.
he's needed, eh?
Yeah.
I'm just a little disappointed in myself. I haven't won one immunity challenge, so I've had to find other ways of surviving in this game. Hopefully I've kind of, surrounded myself with enough support to get through tonight, but tonight's not going to be easy either way. It's day 32, and so we're all a bit worn thin. It always could be my night. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I think I'm just tired and beating myself up too much, but...
Yeah. No, you are, bro. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, just quick. I was buzzing out when you ran away, and I was thinking, does Harvey think that I'm going to go for him?
No, I just needed to get away and just... And, Nate hasn't, brought up my name or, neither.
I think Harvey's seeing a hole in what might help him at the end. So if he has to take out Shay today, which he knows is the right option to get to the end, that's not going to help him in terms of what he's going to be able to sell himself as, because he hasn't won a challenge yet, and he's been relying on his integrity and honesty, and he'll lose that today if he does vote Shay. But we need him to do it. Yeah, it'll be tricky this afternoon. It'll be tricky for you to just have to go through that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I trust Harvey, I definitely do. I think he will go against Shay in this instance. He will feel like he's at a point where if he doesn't do this, then he is kind of up the creek without a paddle in terms of versing someone like myself or maybe Mike if it came to it.
I haven't heard what the final decision is.
I'd suggest it's one of us
For
tonight. Now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Nobody wants to sit with Avi in that final three. One of life's nice guys, reasonably articulate, intelligent man. He's a writer, he's a lawyer. I dare say he'd be able to present a pretty good argument, but I'm sure he'd be pretty upset if we blindsided him.
Water's warm, isn't it?
Yeah, really warm.
Is it ready, Barb?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Now, I'd quite like to sit next to Shay if there was a real chance of getting through to the final three, so I wouldn't like to blindside Avi, but it's the game at the end of the day.
Get some journal writing done? I feel like you need to go somewhere with your journal for a day and a half.
I wish. That's all I'm going to do after this.
Yeah.
Just be by myself. Shay is probably the person that I've gotten the closest to in this game. And she's just been an incredibly good friend to me this entire time.
Have you heard any word of tonight?
Still bad as far as I know. Any other stories lingering around?
No, but that's what's kind of making me a bit paranoid.
I think this is the worst day of Survivor. My best friend and ally is the one who's on the chopping block tonight, who I'm trying to save with every ounce of energy that I have.
But my concern is Tom might flip on me.
On you. I trust him.
I don't think Tom would do that to you, but I think he's able to do it to me.
It's really against my best interests to be fighting so hard for Shay, and I realise that there's only so far that you can keep saving someone.
Are we going to let this happen?
Well, what else can we do? I haven't heard what the final thing is yet.
And what are these guys, Nate and Barbara, conspiring?
And it makes me worried.
At the moment, the plan is to vote Shay off. What does that give me? Nothing. If we let it happen, any influence that you and I could possibly have is gone. If we had a crack at Avi, he's gone. But I don't know if Shay will flip.
I don't think she will.
You reckon she'd rather get voted out than flip?
I don't know her well enough to make that call.
I threw out the name of Avi with Barb. I wanted to see if that idea got any momentum like her idea with Sala. We'd be foolish to come up with one plan and not analyse or think or come up with another one.
I mean, Avi knows he can't take Shay any further because she'll have Sava's vote.
Well, I just think it's a big move from Avi to sacrifice Shay. That doesn't make any sense. I would find it hard to knife Avi at this stage of the game. Yeah, have a think. But I think I'm capable of it. I think he knows I'm capable of it too, but don't know. Let's just wait and see.
Oh, Nate's working hard.
For?
He wants to try and get Shay, him and I to Outwit York. It's not going to happen, but because he's looking at all, you know. So I was going to say to you before it happened that I'm thinking, I think Nate might try. Very hard sitting here, dear, listening to this when I kind of know something else, but...
Yeah. Oh, good on you, Bub. I feel like you're my lifeline at the moment in this game.
I've made my bed. I'm quite happy to lie on it.
Bub is a really unexpected ally for me. This new idea of Bub helping us get to the final three, it feels like it's starting to trump that alliance that Tom and Shay and myself had.
I think Shay would be a better one to send to redemption.
No, this isn't too bad, I guess. Could be worse. Could be on Redemption Island. Oh, hold on. I am on Redemption Island. Are we thinking that we're getting someone tonight?
Yeah.
I think that's... I'm pretty sure we're getting someone tonight. But I'm not sure who it's going to be. I think if Tom loses, it'll be him. The pros of Cassara is voting out Tom is that there aren't any. Thinking about re-entering the game, he's the only person I actually trust, and I know he has my back, so it would be pretty bad to lose him at this point. Man, I don't know what he would do if you showed up, because he knows that if you win, he's going, and vice versa.
One of my strategies could probably be to go back and hope Tom and RV would join. We're all threats. Everyone wants us gone. Why don't we all just join up, vote the others off, and that'd be like such a good three.
That would work, yeah, if Shay was sent here tonight, that would work.
Yeah.
I wonder what's happening at the retirement village.
You don't like this part, do you?
No, I don't. Nate's a real tricky one, you know. He'll never tell you that he's throwing your name around, but I know that he's trying to get rid of me. What's in your head?
Well, I've just tested the loyalty from Barb towards you, and I think she's as solid as a rock.
What do you mean?
On that vote for Shay.
Are you?
Yes.
Honestly?
Yes, I am. I said, Arby, I'll tell you if I was going to write your name down. I ain't writing your name down. I ain't writing your name down. I ain't doing it.
I'm trying to get you to the final three, and you realise that. I don't know how much I believe him, but it's just, I'm already feeling very emotionally thin, and so to be kind of constantly taken aside and having to talk and argue my place is exhausting, and we've still got tribal council ahead of us.
I said to you, I looked you in the eye last week and said, if I write your name down, I'll tell you. Bang. I ain't doing it tonight.
I do want to get rid of Nate instead of Shay today. I know he said to me that he doesn't want me in the final three with him. Whereas Shay does, it seems insane to me to be voting out my friend who I trust and who wants to go to the end with me.
See, Arvy's gone to talk to Nate.
Yeah, I thought it was the other way around. I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah, no, because he's been coming hard at me.
Who?
Nate. Yeah,
Same.
to do a big move.
Same.
Get out Arvy.
Nate, I'm struggling with at the moment just because he's starting to think about how he can shake things up. He needs to make a move, otherwise he's gone through the whole game without making any. I'll wait to have a talk with Arby.
Yeah.
Sweet, thanks, Bob.
Okay.
I don't enjoy people trying to stir the pot when the broth is already ready to go.
Shay thinks it's Barb.
Yeah, but she's getting a bit nervous that it's one of us.
You've made promises to her?
Yep, since the very beginning.
Harvey's behaviour concerns me. He doesn't like voting people off. Are you going to have a word to him?
I don't know what to do. This is the first time I've been confronted with this. And I have fought for her. You know, I've saved her life before in this game.
I know his alliance with Shay's pretty tight, and maybe it's tighter than the alliance or friendship that I have with him. So I'll be taking everything tonight to tribal council.
Better go have a word to Tommy. Oy vey.
I've already had a conversation with Barb because Nate has just become a full-on spanner.
Yeah. So I reckon, Nate, I feel like it doesn't mess with our plan.
It does. It 100% does.
Tom is really concerned that I'm really fighting hard to keep Shay, and that's not the plan in his mind or in Barb's mind.
It just means that we're going to go into the final jury with Shay, and she can take votes, whereas Nate cannot. And for us to throw that plan out,
I know.
you're probably going to have to vote for Shay.
I promised her I'd never write her name down. I'm just trying to find a way to not betray my friend and kind of keep my eye on the final three.
But you also gave, me your word that we were going to do this.
Yeah, I know.
It's not just you who's, kind of...
I know, man. You don't need to...
Yeah.
I suppose I was naive to think that I could make it all the way through this game without compromising my word, but here we are. If we go to the end, the three, I haven't won. Like, my kind of campaign is that I've played this game with honesty and integrity, and so this is just that as well. Just giving my word in too many places. Just two. I've given Shay my word, and I don't want to go back on that.
We'll now bring in the members of our jury, Lee, Sala, and Shannon. Day 32 in this competition. I want to know how you're holding up. It's hot out here, you're hungry, you're fatigued. Nate, who or what are you doing this for?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask me, but I'm probably doing it for my kids. I just want them to be proud. That's why I didn't want you to ask me.
What do you think your kids would make of the old man right now?
Bit of a sook. Yeah, hopefully they're proud. I am of them.
Avi, keeping your word is difficult to do if you're trying to move forward. How do you turn on your own and not beat yourself up?
Well, ideally you don't turn on your own. That's the whole point of having your own, is that you don't turn on them.
I suppose already we have turned on some of our own, and it's important to try and get that balance between what your heart tells you and what your head tells you.
Shay, for you?
You don't turn on your own. I'm glad to have a clear conscience in that sense. For example, the jury. I've had no part to play in putting anybody in those seats over there, and that makes me happy. Avi and we became very close as friends, and I told him that I would never vote for him, and I stand by that because I trust him 100%.
Avi, you're hanging off every word.
Yeah, I am. Shay has been one of my best friends out here. We've fought this whole competition together. Yeah, and I love her.
It looks like after 32 days in this game, getting harder and harder to vote someone out. Would anyone like to say anything before going to the vote?
I would. I feel like based on trust and the words and conversations that I've had leading up to tonight, I should feel safe. Yet somehow, I still feel very vulnerable tonight. If things go the way they go and not in my favor tonight, then I will be bummed, I will be disappointed. But hopefully I'm wrong and tonight we'll see.
All right, guys, it is time to vote. Obviously, Tom again is safe with immunity, unless, Tom, you want to give that up. Everyone else is fair game. Avi, you're up first.
I've had fun watching the game you've played. It's been awesome, at best.
I'll go tally the votes. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the Tribal Council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. Shay. Barbs. 1 vote Shay, 1 vote Barbs. Shay. 2 votes Shay, 1 vote Barbs. The 6th person voted out of Kassar is Shay. You need to bring me a torch. Shay, the tribe has spoken. You will have a chance to get back in this game. Grab your torch and head to Redemption Island.
No hard feelings, guys. All the best.
Well, guys, an interesting choice at this stage of the game. I'm keen to see how it pans out for you. Grab your stuff, head back to camp.